Hello, everyone.
You changed it.
I'm done. I'm done with the what's up, guys. We're back. And we don't have a dog because we're quarantining. But we have hot dogs to substitute the dog loss. I went with Nathan hot dogs, poppy seed buns, some mustard ketchup, and a little bit of jalapenos. Scott, how about you tell me about your hot dogs?
Yeah, I same buns because I'm at Anthony's house.
Yeah.
Ketchup and some plant-based dogs for all our vegan followers out there. What's up?
Yeah, I just told him to put them in the microwave, but I don't think you can just put them in the microwave. You have to do other things with them. Hold on. I gotta fix this.
Yeah, they kind of got bubbles on them, but that's fine. That just gives them personality. They're chilling.
Yeah, so
They're
I'm
little
actually
guys.
starving. I'm going to try to eat these. So we haven't been here, and we have been dealing with things. We're the only people in the world that have had to deal with hardships.
It's been really tough for me and Anthony.
I think they should do a documentary about how hard it was for us only.
Just for doggy days.
Yeah, just for our podcast. We started it, and then it nothing. But now we're back, so we're good. But yeah, Scott got displaced, and he went to Texas. Just tell him. I'm not telling him.
First, you want to talk about these photos that they're seeing for the first time?
Oh, yeah. So we have a new set. This is my new place. And we have new pictures from my friends Amanda and Molly that they got me for my birthday that they painted, handmade. I had no clue.
Happy birthday to Anthony.
That was back in March. We weren't even doing it by then.
Anyway, yeah, so I got kicked out of the dorms like every college student. And
Plus, that had it the worst.
yeah, it was way tough for me. I will say moving out was hard. Definitely not the toughest, but yeah, so instead of going home, I went to Texas. I really don't like flying at all. It's like a big fear of mine. So 2 hours less of a flight, get to be with Joe, was like, all right, I'll do it.
His girlfriend, Joe.
And yeah, so just been in Texas doing all that. It was I was there for 2 months, or a month and a half, I guess. And then I came here to our new place, which we love, minus the little roacher we found who walked in on us watching Glee.
So rude.
So rude. He just loves Mr. Schuster though. So yeah, minus that, and we had a little leak in our roof, but who didn't? Then some bugs came out of that leak. Yeah, the new place is incredible.
We've had a little problems here, but overall pretty good too.
That's good.
We've had so many leaks, but they're fixing them. And the only reason they came out is because we've had the most rain in Chicago like ever. But yeah,
We got flash flood warnings too. But yeah, we moved in. We're all set. We had to move out of both of our dorms in one day and move into our new place. And before that, we woke up at like 6 a.m. to finish the drive since we drove from Texas to Chicago. So that day we were tired for like a week. But we only had 2 hours to move out of our dorms because they wanted less people to be in the dorm building. It was pretty intense.
yeah, you drove a lot, and then I helped in that morning that you got here.
Yeah, Anthony helped us move in. Get friends so they can help you move in. Life hack.
And then life hack, every time you move, they owe you again. And then life hack, the next time that they move, you have to help them again. And then life hack, you help them move for 30 years.
True. Life hacks like that.
But you also have them for 30 years, so.
Whoa.
Unless someone dies young. But
Whoa.
that's depending on.
Anthony's life hack falling apart right here.
I'm so hungry. But yeah, so we're doing hot dogs. I thought that'd be funny. A good gimmick instead of a real dog that we don't have right now. But we're going to figure out something. We're going to figure out something with dogs. Stay tuned. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know. But we'll let you know about the dogs.
We will let you know, guys.
About the dogs. But yeah, so in the meantime, I was still in my other apartment, and we just signed the lease right before everything even happened. So it wasn't even like weird that we were going into places and checking out places. It was like a week or two before everything went down on lockdown in Chicago. But luckily, we were able to sign the lease. We didn't have to do virtual tours and stuff. But the hardest thing was just waiting that month because I wanted to get out right away and just start moving all my stuff while I could. But yeah, finishing up our semester, Scott and I had to do the best virtual comedy experience, and I have my opinions on it. I don't know how Scott feels about virtual comedy for the rest of the semester.
Yeah. Well, it definitely hit. I need to wipe this ketchup off. Can I use that?
Yeah.
It definitely hit my independent study really hard because I was just doing open mics for that, and open mics obviously aren't a thing anymore. So I did Instagram posting to my story of different jokes. That went fine. I think it's hard. It's fine with my type of joke, one-liners, but yeah, I don't know. It's virtual comedy is super hard.
What are you talking about?
So
So easy.
So I think it's definitely cool how it like forced us to be creative in different ways that we haven't used before. Because at the end of my semester, I got to make a video that pretty proud of. You should check it out. Self plug right here.
It was really good.
Just 10 minutes of jokes. But if you want to see that,
I'm around Scott 24/7, so he's not funny to me anymore.
damn,
But when I watched this, I was like, that was good.
hell yeah.
I watched it with like 5 people, all laughing.
They were like, damn, this guy sucks.
And then I was like, oh, that's my friend. They're like, oh, he's fucking awesome. I'm going to get this out of this is grossy. This is grossy, icky. I put plate down here. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was cool because Scott had to work on like a single project, and we had to do like Zoom acting classes and Zoom improv and Zoom put together a showcase that we were supposed to do at the Second City for our comedy studies semester, and that was weird and hard and working with people. But both cohorts did it, and we're done, and it's awesome. And I don't know the website, so I'm going to sort of vaguely plug it. It's Second City Comedy Studies. There's a website, so there's cohort 1 and 2.
You can put it in the bio too.
Yeah, I'll put it in the bio.
But yeah, me and Joe watched that the other day. I definitely would watch them.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like you watch SNL and what they're doing right now, and they are just doing Zoom, and they are creating music videos through Zoom. It's definitely weird. I don't like it at all. But one of our teachers told us, from the bottom of our heart, don't worry, because this is the shittiest things that we'll make, and it can only get better from here. So that made me feel good.
That's a good, I like that take.
I mean, if we can make really bad comedy right now, but we're still doing it, we can still do it later.
Mm-hmm.
When things get lifted.
True.
And things get back to normal. I was just looking forward to moving more up north and going to Mike's up here.
You good, dog?
Nope, I don't take hot dogs well. But yeah, I was looking forward to doing like a lot of comedy up north because that's what Scott and I usually did, but we lived a little bit more south, so it was hard. And this would have been easier.
Yeah, super exciting though that we're so close to things we like to do now, which is awesome. Location, I definitely think is huge when looking for a place, and that'd be my hot advice on looking for a place.
You have to pick the right spot of land. You have to pick the right plot of land.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, just like in
Animal
Crossing.
You have to pick the perfect plot because if your villagers don't like their plot of land, they're gonna leave and they're gonna be aggravated, and then you have to get other shittier villagers in that are okay with shittier plots of land.
You know what this would be a good time for? Right now, we should say our favorite villagers.
I don't know mine.
Mine's Roscoe.
What is Roscoe?
The horse I sent you. He was on my Instagram story.
Yeah, he's an all black horse. He looks so cool.
He looks like Bojack.
They all look like Bojack.
Yeah, but him especially. He looks like Bojack's dad.
Oh, never saw the show.
Oh, damn.
What's mine? It's the rainbow.
Wasn't it Rocket?
Nope. I think it's I don't know what it is, but it's like one of those rainbow anime.
Oh, the
ones.
anime one.
Yeah,
the anime one is so cool. It has these eyes that are just like
glossed over. And she came, and I saw her. I like took off a little bit of time on Animal Crossing, and then I saw her running around, and she came up and she goes, "Anthony, you've been ignoring me. I'm gonna leave." And I didn't know that was a thing. They'll leave, and I was like, "You're my favorite," and I just can't tell you because I wasn't here for a week.
Damn, did she end up leaving? Have you checked today? Because sometimes, or did you tell her to stay?
If you tell her to stay, they don't leave.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was too late. Or, okay, nice. That's good.
Yeah. I guess we could just talk about Animal Crossing now. We'll flip it around.
Let's do it.
I was working on Animal Crossing a lot. Like, I got it a couple days later than Scott, but we were doing a lot of Animal Crossing. And then once, like, you unlock pretty much everything, I started slowing down. But I got back into it because I finally got 3 stars. So I'm able to... Oh, that's today! After this, we have to look at it. KK Slider is at my island right now.
What's the island name?
Tortoro.
Ooh, we got a studio.
Let's pronounce it correctly.
I know. I'm so nervous. That's why I paused. I thought you would just fill it in. Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, you
Yeah, there we go.
I walked around for like 6 years going, I'm a Studio Ghibli fan.
And
then I had a history of animation class, and they were like, you nerd, it's Ghibli. And I got an A- in that class.
And that's why. That was the reason.
And that's why. He goes, we watched documentaries on it, and still till the end of the day at class, you would always call it Ghibli. And I was like, so yeah, I got an A-, one of my only A-minuses because of that. In college.
The rest were B-minuses.
The rest were B-minuses. But yeah, so I named it after that. And then I did the Tortoro theme song for the flag because I saw someone do that online. It's like... just like that.
Yo, everybody.
But it's different like pitches. Like if you go to a grumpy guy.
Oh, when you talk to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Be like.
I love the different pitches. Wait, you should do your Animal Crossing villager impression right now because Anthony has a really good one. There it was.
It's a.
It sounds so good.
That sounds better in my ears.
Hell yeah.
Before I just did it in person. To you. You're the only person. But no, that sounded good. I like the way I did that.
Did you get the second shop? If you in Animal Crossing, you get an upgraded shop.
Yeah, you can get that before. They do it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
cool.
that.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so I got my 3 stars. And Isabella, and I love Isabella. I always give her the benefit of the doubt because being a secretary is hard, especially for an island. Like a whole island. That's hard.
True.
Oh, wait, really quick. What are these dogs? I think this is a Boston Terrier and a Basset Hound.
That's definitely a Boston Terrier. Yeah, it looks like a Basset Hound, right?
Okay, cool.
We should know.
Maybe we'll email them. I'll email my friends. But
subject: dog paintings.
what were they again? Yeah, secretary is hard. So I understood why there's like some miscommunication. But every time I'd go back to her, it was still 2-star ratings. And then she would say that there's all this clutter, but sometimes she would say we need more things. So I didn't know what clutter was. So I started putting random objects on the island. And then I started picking them back up because she said there's too much clutter. So I didn't know what clutter entailed. And I think that was like branches. I don't think it was weeds because she didn't say weeds, but it was like branches and fruit just on the floor. Like anything that was just on the ground.
You just leave everything on your island?
No, I never do. Like it looks good. But I picked
really?
up yeah.
Well, you were 2 stars before like yesterday.
Yeah, I was 2 stars for a long time. Well, I just stopped. I was like, but yeah, I got my 3 stars. And then the only reason I wanted 3 stars, well, 2 reasons. KK Slider comes, and then
Island Designer.
Island Designer. Yeah, I wanted that.
Island Designer, for those non-Animal Crossing players, is a tool that lets you customize what your island looks like. So you can add like waterfalls, you can add cliffs, you can add paths and different roads. Pretty cool though, and pretty necessary for the ultimate customization tool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm a plug for Island Designer.
Wait, so I'm confused then. Why do I have to build bridges and pay like so much money? Why do I have to put a loan down to get bridges? If once you get Island Designer, can you do anything?
You can't bridges. You still have to do all that for, but Island Designer's only cliffs, water, paths, and like road stuff.
Okay. Yes, so expensive. Bridges are so expensive.
Yeah,
And inclines.
they really are.
But we always be in debt to Mr. Tom Nook.
We do. We really
always
do.
do.
Yeah, I'm still in debt from like my second house because I started over. Did not like my villagers at all. And there was 10 of them I didn't really like. So I was like, all right, I gotta really redo this. And
So-
now I have everyone I like.
So are you ahead of me now?
No, I haven't had the concert yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah, maybe you want to clean up that clutter, dumbass.
Oh my god. I need to though.
Um,
You're right, actually. I should.
yeah, I gotta go around. When I have to do that, like I just play music. I love the Animal Crossing soundtrack, but when I have to do tedious things like picking up weeds and all that, I just play like my music that I like to listen to, and then just go around and because it's super tedious. You could do it for like an hour.
Yeah, true.
Oh, and the weed guy's there, or the Earth Day guy's there. The weed guy in Animal Crossing. Classic weed.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, it doesn't take long, but like you said, super tedious. And you know, if your parents hear you're weeding in Animal Crossing, they'll always say, "Oh, we can make you do that outside,"
Yeah.
which is the classic Animal Crossing joke.
That used to happen to me when I had GameCube. My parents would say, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Picking up the weeds in Animal Crossing," and then they'd send me outside for hours, and my back would be so sore.
Damn, that is so tough.
Like literally 7 hours. She's like, "You spent 8 hours on Animal Crossing yesterday. You're gonna spend 9 outside." I was like, "I'm 9 years old."
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is messed up.
Yeah, well,
Well, one time my dad made us. Well, he didn't make us. We ate
I was
asparagus. Oh, okay. I was about to be like, damn, Anthony had a tough childhood. One time, my dad, I think a friend was over. Actually, I'm not sure, but we all ate asparagus, and then went outside and peed on the mole holes because he thought it would make them go away. Update, didn't work. But great experience, I guess. It was dark.
That sounds really good. Yeah, I've never done anything like what you just said. Unfortunately.
Damn, you keep telling these fake stories, and I'm like, actually,
Well, yours was a fake story, right?
mine wasn't fake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my parents didn't make me do extra hard labor as a child because I played Animal Crossing. It did teach me a lot, though.
Whoa.
I played the GameCube one, and it was like, oh, I gotta get up and do something, and I got
Play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but like you had chores still. You had things you had to do. You had debts you had to owe. You owed the debts to do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If Animal Crossing has taught me anything, it's that I should start collecting bells because they're worth a lot more than I thought.
Bells?
Bells, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I get it. I don't like Animal Crossing that much right now. Like as much as I did in the beginning. I'm losing interest. I see some of the people on my list have like 250 hours.
Yeah, whoa.
And I have those hours for other games.
I got 130.
See, that's a lot. Like I'm like I don't know if it's because I have so many games. Because I'm so rich. I don't know if it's because I have so many games, but I think it's just I lose interest. Maybe I'll gain it back with the island designer because I have a lot more stuff to do.
Is your island pretty?
Uh-huh.
All right, guys. I'm going to see his island after this, and
It's
maybe
so
we could
pretty.
write an update. That would be fun.
It's so pretty. What else about Animal Crossing?
Oh my god, an island tour would be so cool. I guess we don't have something to record that.
No, we could do it.
maybe,
I have no answer.
maybe. Okay, no. Quick, next thing.
But yeah, I will jump back into Animal Crossing. I was very excited for it though, and I still am. I like it. I would give it a 10.
Hell yeah.
I'd give it like a 9 to a 10. But it's just depending on your availability and how often you want to get on it. Because I have all the availability in the world. But yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's our next topic?
Our next topic is
Whitmer Thomas. I'd love to talk about Whitmer Thomas.
you can open us up with this.
Okay, so I watch a lot of stand-up. I watch like different types. I don't know. I've never heard of Whitmer Thomas, and I watch a lot of stand-up. So when his special came up, I was like, why do all these people that I follow on Instagram and blah, 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 why are they talking so much about this guy? And it's so good, and it's so good. And it was so good. And it was an HBO special, which is weird because HBO used to be stand-up comedy specials central, but it's really not anymore now that Netflix is taking over. I mean, there still are HBO specials, but yeah, I gave it a go, and he turned out to be one of my favorite comedians ever in the whole entire world. I don't know how, but he's the most likable guy in the entire world. I was supposed to see him in Chicago last Thursday, and it got canceled.
It got canceled, yeah.
Oh, Scott was going to go too.
Yeah, we were
It
going.
was all
yeah.
4 of us, yeah. It was going to be a double date Whitmer Thomas show.
R.I.P. to the show. Hopefully, though, reschedules and we get to see it again. Or
it's
at all.
canceled, but it might, yeah, he might do another. I don't know. It just wasn't a full tour. It seemed like he was doing half stuff from, I think it's the Golden One. I just want to check it out. I think it's the Golden One. But, it is the Golden One. Yeah, it was just like stuff from the Golden One, and then he was doing new stuff. So it doesn't seem like it would be like a full tour that they have to redo.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully he does. But it is very well critically acclaimed. I've never seen a like mixture of like seriousness and comedy with that. I mean, Nanette's probably the closest thing that we got shoved down our throats in comedy. Like we heard Nanette every day, and rightfully so. It was really good. I really liked Nanette, but
we did hear a lot about it.
It was different because Nanette was all stand up, and then there's like a ton of truth and drama and like the difference between like cynical things in comedy and how there's actual truth in that darkness. I'm just spewing shit out. But that's the point of like a lot of Nanette stuff. And no one's done a special like that yet.
Yeah.
And then Whitmer, do you mind if I call you Whit? In Whit's special, he does like documentary style, and he goes back to his hometown, and it's kind of about how his mom, about how she recently passed, and they were really close, and she lived like this sort of rock star life, and was in a band with her sister.
Yeah, her sister, I think.
Yeah, and
it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, and all the songs are like, the biggest thing, all the songs are so well constructed, and they sound so good to the ear. Like, you don't even have to know what he's talking about or what's happening, and you could just jam out to Whitmer Thomas, which I've never had.
Yeah, they definitely stand alone really well, and also it's not like parody songs like Weird Al or like anything like that. It's
bad.
Yeah, it's just actually like good music. Well, I feel like I'm dissing Weird Al. Sorry, Weird Al. I don't mean that. But I mean like it's not just parody music. Kind of like what you're saying.
And it's not like classically structured music where it is like piano and like it's alternative. It sounds very indie alternative rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like it. I mean, I'm a big Bo Burnham fan, and Bo Burnham's always like my number one that I always say, but I just don't listen to his music as much of a standalone as I do Whitmer Thomas's.
Sure.
Because you can just throw it on a Spotify playlist and it sounds like someone's like, "Oh, this is a good song." Wait, mommy partied to death? What the fuck?
That's so funny. What's your favorite off the album? Mine's Partied to Death.
I like the Big Brother one a lot. I don't know. I like the I think it's just Can I Eat You Out? I like that one.
Huh. You're crazy, bro.
Love it. It's funny. He just talks about like mundane things but then like crazy depressing things. Yeah, he's a very well-rounded artist, and I hope he makes it big. He's like pretty big right now, but he's like not as big as others by any means. But we don't want him to be mainstream.
We hope that he doesn't get success so we can say we like him. Yeah.
And then no one else knows him. But yeah, no, I don't know how. I have become stingy with stand-up where it's like, I don't want to watch anything new because I have this set of like this many stand-ups and I just wait for their new specials to come out. And then every once in a while when there is like a critically acclaimed special, I'll just dive in. And I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I teared up. It was so good.
Yeah, you'd love. This is definitely, would you say it's your number one of all time?
Different. I mean,
Jeff Dunham had a crazy good set live.
His third stand-up special. Jeff Dunham's was really good. But I don't know. It's different. It's like because I would never give this to my friend to be like, "This is the funniest shit in the world."
Yet he texted me, "This is the funniest."
No, I mean it's
I'm
just not.
kidding.
It's not like straight belly rolling laughter, which is fine.
Yeah.
I that's what I like a lot about it.
It's definitely more art. It kind of not talks about, but is very more like artistic comedy, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No,
Which makes
very
sense because it has a ton of music in it. And the documentary style, for sure.
good. Yeah.
It's not mockumentary.
No.
It's like
It's
actually
straight
real.
Yeah, when you're watching it, you're like, is this mockumentary? Is this really his brother? Is this really his aunt? Is this really his dad? Oh, and the venue was so fucking cool.
Yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the whole thing about the special, I think it was just so experimental from the stage to what he did to his actual stand-up in it, like his one-liners. But his venue was called Florida Bama, and it's like this big restaurant, old, that they just had a bunch of like local bands play at all the time, and he did it there because he's from Alabama, and his mom used to play there and stuff. And I thought it was so cool that he picked like a bar touristy, like, okay, maybe it's not touristy, I don't know. It just looked like it, like with a bunch of tikis and stuff, and it was all wood, but he had all of his like friends there, and his dad and his brother and his kid, not his kid, his brother's kid. I really liked the venue. I thought it was all done so well.
Yeah, venue was definitely good. Wasn't there something he wanted to change in the venue but couldn't? I don't know. I think he asked the venue to take down something. I can't remember, but maybe he talks about it in the special. But yeah, definitely give it a watch. We both really like it.
Yeah.
And definitely something different. It's not just like your standard comedy special of just jokes for an hour.
Yeah, very good.
Definitely recommend it.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely make you feel more creative. Like if you're in a creative slump, I would definitely watch it because I think it totally made me want to create more and do all of that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess we can just move into what you've been doing and how you've been staying creative.
Oh yeah, being creative recently has been easy.
It's so easy. Just sit in your room, lock the
Just
door,
think of jokes,
put your mask on,
put on a Jeff Dunham record, and next thing you know, you thought of 30 jokes.
It's so easy.
If you think of one offensive, well, it was the puppet. It wasn't you. Oh, sorry for really just taking I've been taking shots at Jeff Dunham. Anyway,
I love you, Jeff.
Jeff, sponsor us. What was I gonna say? Oh, how have I been staying creative? I definitely stopped. Ever since school ended, I stopped writing my hour a day. Sad face.
Which is bananas. I never write an hour a day.
But now I think it's way harder during this time to be creative, and everybody's like, oh, it's they don't say this. I was about to say they say it's a pandemic, you should be creative, but no one says that. They just say like you have so much time right now to work on whatever because everything's on pause. But I feel stand up, like we talked about, you can't do open mics, so that's kind of hard to progress in. But posting other videos and writing other comedy, I think, has definitely come harder than it usually does for me in a time like this.
Yeah, it's weird. I've had my spurts of like posting a lot of shit in a day on Twitter and making videos and doing that. And it's just not what I prefer. Like I do better with writing for both social media things and live stand up when I'm doing shit in person out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was able to pump out a couple videos and create a couple things, but like it's not the same because sometimes I'll write stand up and I'm like, that doesn't work for stand up, but I could make a bomb ass tweet with this.
Yeah, sure.
Or something like that.
That makes sense, yeah. Or it could be, sometimes I write one-liners and I'm like, maybe this could be good in like a pilot script.
Yeah, or
with like a joke somebody says or something.
Or a sketch or anything.
Exactly, yeah, totally.
But we can't really, I think the main thing is we can hardly write for sketch right now.
Yeah, sketch doesn't really exist.
You could write single person videos for yourself and maybe another person.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you grab like 4 people and throw them on Zoom and you're going to do like a call layout recording, you can't really do sketch right now.
Yeah.
Which sucks a lot.
Definitely is tough for those who sketch is their preferred medium.
But yeah, it's hard. I think it's really hard to write for stand-up. The only thing I wrote for stand-up is we had a stand-up final, and I had to write for that, so I wrote for that, but I haven't found time to actually write personally for stand-up.
Yeah. I think something that's so hard about being creative in a time like this is, I feel like for my writing at least,
Time like what?
A crazy time, brother.
What's happening?
In this crazy world is the hardest part is not being able to go anywhere and get like see different things going on and be able to take those experiences and jokes you write during those times and not be able to have that and not be able to experience new things because you're inside all day. Hopefully stay at home. Quarantining and doing all of that. So yeah, I think that's something that's super hard and makes writing way more difficult. But I also agree with it's a time to like pursue stuff that not that you that like you wouldn't
do things you will never ever want to ever do again.
I think it's definitely a good time to pursue stuff you really wouldn't have time for and do all that. But with that said, it's definitely hard in a time like this to focus on all of that when the media and everything is all about what's going on again? No.
Well, so we had to write like headlines about, or mock headlines, so Onion style or Clickhole style of things that were going on for a late night packet. And like usually I've had to do this in other classes like a couple semesters ago, and it's like you just look up the headlines, what's going on, like Ben Affleck sober now. And it's like, then you go, I'm making fun of him being sober. I'm like, why isn't he still drinking? But like you look up something like that, and it's like, oh, Ben Affleck sober. That's something I can write about and spin it to be satire or satirical. But now you look up, all you have to do is look up any news article, and it's just all about what's going on? It's all about what?
Doggy Days podcast.
It's all about the pandemic, so it's hard to do mock. It's hard to incorporate anything with the news into your comedy because the news is coronavirus.
I think so
said
too.
It.
Oh, you said it. We were trying not to say it.
I read this thing that if you don't publicize its name, it'll go away.
And now we're screwed.
That's all we've been doing is saying coronavirus. It just keeps coming up.
Doctors are going to trace this video and say Doggy Days made it last longer. We would get more views. Wait, I just had a crazy idea. Wait, I had a point about what we were talking about. Oh, yeah, I had to write headlines, too, for a class, and I, like, tried so hard to find news that wasn't about the pandemic, and everything is about it. I think I found one, and it was 2 bears raid home, steal White Claw. I think that was it. And I was like, I can't even make that funny. Like, that's already funny, you know?
Yeah, it was. If anything, it was like oddball shit that never, ever, ever happens. I had a couple that were just like, oh, the Kim Jong-un thing of him faking his death.
Oh,
fuck. I retract what I just said. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he faked it. I don't know if people made him seem like. I have no idea. Regardless, it seemed like he died and he didn't. So I was able to write like a headline about that.
Got it.
But that was like,
damn, dude, I did not know he faked his own death.
He didn't fake it. I don't know what he did.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that either. All I know is that I saw TMZ report him dead, and then the next day I saw him like walking.
You saw him doing jumping jacks in the middle of.
I saw him outside my house. Yeah, but hard to write. For those wondering, it's really hard to write comedy news headlines recently, and that's been the tragedy for us comics.
Yeah, we can't even write Onion headline articles.
How are we supposed to get on SNL if we can't make satire?
How are we coping? How are we coping? But no, I do like. I know I said this before to you. It's like going outside and doing shit. Like I see a guy smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, That's the coolest guy I've ever met. I don't even know him. And then I go and write a thing about how people who smoke cigarettes are the coolest people in the world. So it is, you have to see shit to write it. And
You do.
unless you have this banana crazy imagination. I mean, there are people that just make up. I think even
Like I would have never saw, or I would have never wrote my dog riding a bike joke if I never saw that dog riding a bike.
really.
No.
Oh, but so say a dog riding a bike joke. You made that,
Okay,
but
sure.
that wouldn't have came up unless you literally just saw a dog, or you thought about a dog, or listened to Doggy Day's podcast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I get
Even
it.
like
I definitely get what you're saying.
even the
even the
crazy
little things.
experimental shit. Yeah.
Yeah, even the little things of seeing, like, I saw like a tandem bike one time, and then I wrote the joke, tandem bike? What? And if I didn't see that tandem bike, I never would have wrote that
the
joke.
joke.
Never would have wrote that joke.
Well, it's like I don't, have you ever watched James Acaster?
I haven't, no.
Very funny. He's like the British Bo Burnham without music.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
I think you may have sent some, maybe.
he doesn't do music. He's very like witty, but all of his, so Bo Burnham's jokes are never relatable, ever. And he did this one time. He does a joke. He goes, "So I went to the dentist, and nothing important happened. So I didn't tell a joke about it." Or he says something like that. That's his most relatable joke.
Yeah.
But I think his thing is he just tries to be non-relatable.
That's a funny joke.
It is.
I like that.
And I think I worded it wrong. But so James Acaster does a joke about him going to a banana store and then the girl being rude to him about buying the bananas, and then he gets back at her by creating his own banana store and blah blah. I don't remember the details. I just watched it. But the point is, it didn't happen. There's no banana stores. But what thing did he see that made him create the banana store joke?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuck. Well,
If
you just have bananas in your house, you don't have to go outside. You came up with that. But maybe you had a bad experience at a store.
How am I supposed to think of a dentist joke if I can't go to the dentist right now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to think about a joke about how inefficient hand dryers are if I can't use an inefficient hand dryer?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get exactly what you're saying.
How am I supposed to make a joke about how shitty airplane food is?
Dude, I was literally about to make that joke. I was about to make that exact
if
joke.
I can't eat the shitty airplane food. It's asinine. Sorry, I was just looking. What?
There's a moment of silence for how bad that airplane joke was. Kapow!
Bombed.
So this brings us to our next topic: how to deal with bombing. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
we can talk about that. We have like 5 minutes to
Do you
talk about
wanna?
bombing. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We probably have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. We got minutes.
Yeah, I'll start us off. I've never bombed.
I'll second that.
I haven't missed a joke.
Never
ever.
ever bombed.
I don't even know what it's like.
I wish I knew so I could humble myself.
Oh, me too. No, I bombed a lot. Looks off into the distance, gets sad. Yeah. So dealing with that though, I'd say comedy should be fun even when you bomb, and if you're not having fun during that time,
Then you need to become a flight attendant or something.
then you're not a comic. Just kidding. There is a joke that I did at one time
And it
while
bombed.
bombing, and it was the funnest joke I've ever done. And maybe I have it on my voice memos. Oh, I just got the new phone. Hey, I just got a new phone. I got the SE, guys. Look at how clean it looks. I need
So
a case.
clean.
But it's actually loading all my things, so I could find it for us while it's downloading. Okay, cool. That's actually that's good news for us.
But yeah, I never bomb either, and the reason I never bomb is because we're just good at the stuff that's comedy stand up. But no, seriously, Scott and I, we used to go to a lot of the mics together, and it was fun because when it happened, because we both got to watch like jokes that we found funny amongst each other just fucking get wrecked, and
Yeah.
like, and the jokes that we liked the most of each other's, like you just hear one of the other of us laugh, and then no one else laugh. And
Yeah, that is definitely, it's definitely tough when that happens. But I think having fun with the bomb is like super important, and not being like, sometimes I see comics bomb and they'll be like, "Oh, fuck you guys. You guys don't understand these jokes." But I think it's really important to know that I think personally that the audience is always right, whether something's funny or not. And it can definitely be an off night for a joke, and maybe that could be how you told it. Or maybe it could be a specific audience in a specific place. And I think it doesn't mean that the joke's bad. I think if the joke's work somewhere and it doesn't work somewhere else, maybe it could have been your delivery, maybe it could have been the night, who knows. That's actually a hard thing to, I think, determine. But I think dealing with that is just like troubleshooting with a joke and like trying it different ways and putting in different places in the set and like doing all of that.
Well, I also think it's up to the comic to know, like, that his stuff might not actually hit. And if you still got booked and you're still going to do your shit, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No,
I
way agree with that.
Like, if, I don't know, we did a show, or we had a showcase, and we had someone who was just not happy with the age of our people.
Yeah, we hosted the showcase.
We had someone on, and he was bombing very bad, and then he decided to blame the audience and their age. He's like, works way better with an older crowd. Well, then go to an older crowd. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it was a bummer because we paid our performers too, and for somebody to insult the audience when you're actually getting paid by people and doing all that is, I'm not saying do it when you don't get paid, but I feel like also on top of that, it's super rude. And it's super rude for the comic who's coming up after you because it sets up an environment that's kind of hostile.
So awkward. But the next comedian, she did so fucking good.
Yeah, she killed it.
She killed, and it just, like, made things better. But, like,
Yeah.
you were so worried for her because the energy was so weird in the room. But, yeah, I find it very hard to connect with people and keep connections with people who bomb and then just, like, shit on themselves and then shit on everyone around them and, like, just make it a issue.
Yeah.
Because it's no one else's fault.
I agree with that. Yeah, she did amazing, and her name is Asha Ward for those maybe wondering, and she's incredible. I don't know if she has any YouTube videos up. I don't know. Actually, I do. She does have some YouTube videos, and you guys should definitely check them out. So... yeah, Asha Ward. Look her up.
Funny.
Hilarious. She headlined our show, though, and did 20 minutes and killed for it all.
Good.
She's awesome. I'm trying to find this joke that I bombed on, but I had a ton of fun with. I think I'm going to find it right here. So if you want to talk for a sec, go ahead. I just have to play some audio.
But yeah, at first it's weird, and after you get over the hump of bombing, it's fun, because you're like, I kind of already knew that wasn't going to work, but fuck it. And sometimes you try stuff that never would work, that you wouldn't think would work, and it works. And I think it's all a part of it. And people that, like, just say they never bomb, okay, you bomb. I mean, maybe there are people that haven't bombed because they play it safe. I don't know. But you got to be experimental. You got to try shit that doesn't usually sit with you right and stuff that you don't usually do.
Okay, I think I found it.
Go.
Okay, so just a little preface for this. I told this joke at an open mic, and it did terrible, but I had so much fun telling it. And I listen to it sometimes just because I think it's so bad, but it's so funny. You guys also feel this, that when you stay up late, that you're really tired in the morning? You guys feel that? Well, just making sure you guys aren't cyborgs. Because I am a cyborg. It's horrible. It could be one of my worst jokes. But yeah, I was on a podcast for that. But that's why you didn't hear anyone not laugh. But it's also because nobody laughed. Yeah,
that was funny.
Because I am a cyborg.
I liked it.
Thanks.
I would have laughed.
But yeah, I think it's like fun to have like those experiences and to not be too hard on yourself, and to really know that the audience is right at the end of the day, and to test a joke out. I say like 3 times, see if it works, see if it doesn't. That's definitely how I go about it. Or testing it more if I'm switching the delivery or writing.
Yeah.
And yeah, just to have fun. I think that's the best tip I could ever give about bombing and the way I look at it. Because I feel like I bomb, who knows, like 3 nights a week of like mixed in bad jokes. Some okay and maybe a good one. But just to get out there and make it kind of like a normal, you don't want to make it normal as a normal thing, but just be accepting of it.
Bomb at least
Bomb at least 6 times a week.
to build character.
Exactly.
But no, I get it's weird because I've used material that I had one set that was the best set ever, and it was just like 30 people.
The best set ever.
That I've ever done. And then I brought it to another thing that I got put on that was at midnight. It was late. And it was mostly an audience. It was like maybe 10 people, but most of them were the comics that were already in it.
That's tough. That's a tough audience.
The comics were just fucking arrogant, and you could tell they didn't want anyone else to do good, and it was weird. And we're both not like that. Like, our Mike was super supportive.
Yeah.
We had some kid come, and he didn't know.
And he was terrible, but we laughed anyway.
And
no,
he didn't even know that it was a comedy open mic. I think he was like 7 or no, he was like 12, and he rapped.
Yeah.
And we didn't laugh at him.
Yeah, we're the most supportive people ever.
But it's like, I don't know. You want everyone to do good.
Yeah, no, the thing about that, though, is he came to our mic and rapped, even though everybody did stand up, and everybody at our mic was so supportive and, like, clapped at the end and, like, cheered him on. Even at one point...
We put him on our shoulders and brought him out of the restaurant chanting.
At one point, we
rap
actually...
star, rap star.
Yeah, we actually got him famous from that open mic. Really wish he gave us some clout.
Yeah, he got all the fame. Not even our open mic, not our podcast.
But everybody was super supportive, and I feel like at a normal open mic or most open mics, it really wouldn't have gone like that, or some people wouldn't have let him perform. So we're probably the best host to ever host an open mic ever.
Yeah. And we don't bomb, so it's like to have a hosts that are so nice and never bomb. That's like crazy.
It's crazy, dude.
All right. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, we're good.
All right. Until the next time, which will be the next week from the time this is posted, we'll see you again then. Bye.
Peace.